If this is your first time here, we are Eric and Brittany Highland, and along with our 6-year-old son Caspian, we are attempting to drive around the world in our home, a 2021 Jeep Gladiator we call Dauntless. Our goal at Hourless Life is to give you a first-person point of view so that you feel like you're actually with us on the journey. So if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button. We'd love to take you around the world with us. In our last video, we took you from our highest campsite ever at nearly 14,000 feet all the way down to the Pacific coast of Peru and through the craziness of Lima traffic to a place where we dropped off our Jeep and we flew back to the United States for a 3-month tour. We start off in Seattle. From here, we fly back to Denver and drive to St. Louis, Missouri before splitting off from one another. Brittany and Caspian go to Toronto, and I continue to Orlando, Florida, where I pick them back up. We make our way to New Orleans, then to Austin, Texas, and down to the Gulf Coast in Corpus Christi. From there, we go to Los Banos, California to give Caspian a big surprise, then down to Los Angeles for Christmas, back to Denver, drop off Guardian, and fly back to Lima to continue our journey around the world. This video represents 3 full months of travel from October 2023 to January 2024. You'll get to know us more as we share our thoughts and insights, reflecting on how it felt to be back home for 3 months. So let's pick up right where we left off. We've just landed in Seattle after 24 hours of travel. We're exhausted, but grateful to be home.
Whoa, we've leveled up in the rental car space. Eric's name is on the wall of amazingness, right there. It's your first electric vehicle that you've ever driven.
This is so scary. It looks like a go-kart to me.
Per tradition, we arrived absolutely exhausted, but there's a better tradition, which is the first thing that we always do whenever we get to Seattle is we go to Dick's Drive-In. We'll tell you more about that in a minute.
And just down the street from Dick's Drive-In is the home of a family friend that I've had since high school. They invited us into their home, and they're an awesome, awesome family. This is also where I came and stayed when my mother had passed away. That's pretty cool. That's Mr. Tom over there. This is Miss Donna right here. Just a beautiful, amazing family. The whole reason we had come to Seattle was to pay respect at my mother's gravesite. If you remember and you watched our videos, I got the news that my mother had passed in August and I had made the trip back, but this was the first time that we as a family could come together. So we did. We gathered with family and friends and just had a special time of love, lessons, and laughter.
I get to spend time at his house, and I meet his mom for the first time. And that's when I figured it out. The love that was in that house. The kindness that was in that house. That was a big deal to me. And she was very nice to me. She treated me like I was one of her own kids.
Living life full-time as overlanders doesn't mean that we can escape the normal things of life. It actually makes life's normal things a little bit more challenging. But we did get a lot of things done while we were in Seattle. We met with the law office for Eric's mom's estate. We went through her final possessions and we shipped what we were keeping to join the rest of our storage in Texas, and we spent some time with friends. But we were about to embark on a 3-month loop of the United States, and in order to do that loop, we needed our Jeep that was parked in Denver. And so we went to Dick's Drive-In one last time and then headed for the airport.
There are various locations. There were 5 when I was growing up. And this is what you do. You sit in the back of the tailgate because there is no seating, and you eat all the goodness.
I am enjoying this. We have gone to Dick's through so many phases of our lives. Before we were married, when we were here for COVID, and now I don't know how long it's gonna be before we're here again. That's a weird feeling. So I'm just trying to soak it in.
Caspian, what do you have to say?
I think possibly it's delicious.
And just like that, we've made our last drive through Seattle. We are back at SeaTac Airport, returning our rental car, getting ready to fly to Denver. We're gonna go see family, pick up Guardian, and start our drive around the southern United States in just a few days. Now, off to catch a plane.
It's so nice to take a domestic flight instead of international. It's so much easier.
Hello, good morning, thank you.
We made it, touchdown Denver.
We are approaching the station.
It feels so good to be here, to know that we're in the same city as our Jeep and that we're going to be on the road again soon. What's up?
Uncle Tim! Uncle Tim in the house. Hey, brother! Oh, so good to see you. We got to get Guardian out of storage, get his battery reconnected, check all his fluids. Underneath this cover is Guardian. There he is. The mighty Guardian is back. First order of business, discount tire, new shoes for Guardian. These are the Falcon Wild Peak RT01s. We are going to abuse the heck out of these tires, and we'll let you know how it goes. All right, Guardian's ready to go. We've gotten all that taken care of and we still had a few days left in Denver.
So we made the most of it, spending time with family. This is my youngest brother, Timothy, and his wife, Hannah, and Caspian's only cousin, Jansen. We went to bakeries, we went to a museum in town, and had a great time.
First, I want you to say your name and then your question, okay?
My name is Caspian, and my question is, do you have evidence that water ever existed on Mars?
That's a great question, Caspian, and the answer to that question is yes, we do.
You guys know any dinosaurs?
Tyrannosaurus Rex, Spinosaurus,
You know, a ton of dinosaurs.
We're leaving my brothers in Denver. We're hitting the road with our Jeep Wrangler, and we are going to Missouri to see some really dear friends. It's going to be 2 long days of driving to get there.
We started this 3-month loop around the United States on October 15th, 2023. We really wanted to get to St. Louis to see the Hart family, which we absolutely adore, so we started making tracks.
But as we were going through Kansas, we kept seeing these bright billboards for the Oz Museum, and the advertising totally worked on us.
Caspian loves the Wizard of Oz.
Let's go down the yellow brick road.
Do it.
Who's that?
It says Toto did not really care whether he was in Kansas or the land of Oz so long as Dorothy was with him.
Munchkins! Munchkins! Look, the scarecrow! Oh, Toto's down there!
Caspian is in his element here at the Wizard of Oz Museum. We're about to get a little introduction and then tour the museum.
Like in the movie, you start out here in a stormy sepia tone, and if you take a quick look around, you'll see our stormy clouds along the ceiling that's ready to blow you all away into the Technicolor world of Oz. You'll see 2,000 artifacts that span over 120 years of Oz history, because we cover the whole history from L. Frank Baum and his inspirations to the bedtime story that started this entire thing out, up to the 40 novel series, the 1939 film, and on past that into the adaptations and sequels.
Caspian has read the book countless times and listened to the audiobook hundreds of times inside Dauntless. He's never seen the movie or any part of it, and he's actually looking at it for the very first time. That was an unexpected but amazing stop, but we still wanted to see our friends and spend as much time with them. The Hart family is an amazing family.
You may remember that we met them in Mexico when they were overlanding in their huge expedition rig called M2. We met up again in Guatemala, and then the last time we saw them was at Overland Expo West earlier last year when we camped together. But this was our first time actually seeing their home outside St. Louis. Here we are, arriving at our friend's house.
I see M2.
Yeah, there it is. We're here.
There they are.
Good afternoon, good evening.
Hey, buddy. Oh, hey, so.
We have spent 2 awesome days with our friends, the Hart family. We haven't taken any video, no photos, because we've just been having such a good time together. And today we're on a field trip to City Museum in St. Louis, which is one of my favorite places.
This museum is so big, I got lost in it. But it was like a fun type of lost.
If you have never been to City Museum in St. Louis, you must come here. One of the coolest places to explore. Floor after floor, there's no map, it's just discovery. Whoa, City Museum! City Museum! We left City Museum and the Harts have brought us to the Stellar Hog. Considered to be, what does it say, the best barbecue in the galaxy? We just got our brisket, our pulled pork, mac and cheese, and the ribs from the Stellar Hog. Everything smells divine, looks great. Brittany, are you excited?
I'm excited.
How excited?
10. The Harts totally spoiled us during our time in St. Louis, and we capped off our time together by visiting a historical dessert spot called Ted Drew's. We're really enjoying it tonight. I got lemon crumb with graham crackers and lemon. What'd you get?
Reese's concrete with a little bit of hot fudge mixed in.
Yeah. What did you get?
Oreo.
All right, hit us in the comments. Who picked the best ice cream flavor? Me, Brittany, or Caspian? You can't beat Reese's peanut butter cups with a hot fudge core. Come on. After our epic outing, we went back to the family farm where we met up with some other overlanding friends that had come in to visit with us. Just loved on them. And the best part was they had teenage kids, which meant we could leave the little kids with the teenagers and go out and do some adult things.
Grown-up party bus!
Grown-up party bus!
So we got some famous people up in here. We got Misty over here from Lady Overlander Radio and The Day We Make, Joe, Day We Make, and then up front driving our chauffeur is Corey Hart of We Hearts Travels, and the boss lady herself, Anna Hart, up at the front. This is the adult-only party bus with Hourless Life in the house. We are ready to do this, you guys. This is how we roll.
We spent a lot of time with our friends, and truly no time is ever enough. There were long hugs and tearful goodbyes, and we found out that we had another logistical hurdle that we had to figure out what we were going to do about, and that is that the day after my mother's memorial, Brittany's grandfather had passed away in Canada.
We were planning a memorial service for him, but we also had to get Guardian, our Jeep, down to Florida where we had commitments. So we decided to split up. Caspian and I went to the Toronto area for the memorial service and to see my side of the family, and Eric took Guardian on the long drive to Orlando. Today is the day. Caspian and I are getting out of the Jeep, getting our bags, and taking off to Toronto.
And I am taking Guardian and heading southeast towards Orlando, Florida. Going to stop and see some friends along the way. Definitely going to miss these two.
My grandfather was 99 years old when he passed away. He had lived an incredible life. He was a self-made man, a World War II veteran, a family man, and we all looked up to him as the patriarch of our family. But we were also glad that he was at peace, and we were rejoicing in the life that he lived. This was a wonderful time with family. Caspian and I took a walk with my parents down the street that used to have the house that my grandfather built with his own hands. We went to the pond where my father ice skated when he was a kid, and even just went to the zoo together and spent time. But during this time that we were apart, I knew it was an insane drive for Eric, and I kind of wondered how he was doing.
I'm solo, and I am driving through the mountains of North Carolina just outside of Asheville, and it is stunning. It's like both sides of the highway are on fire. Today is Grandpa Hardy's memorial. Brittany just sent me a link where I can log in live, and so I'm going to be doing that. I'm wishing I could be there with the family. Glad that we can all partake, still get everything that needs to get done.
We're always glad to come back and visit our loved ones in the United States, but it was a challenging time between the memorial for Eric's mom and then my grandfather's passing and his memorial back to back, and then we were separated as a family, which we're not used to at all.
But our online community stepped up. You guys, we've talked about how important our patrons are, and they really came to our aid during this difficult time. You're gonna see that throughout this video where we just meet with patron after patron along this drive around the United States, and how they really came to our aid to support us in everything that we needed to do. Some of them we met for the very first time. We had known them online only, but we got to meet them for the very first time on the drive. One of our fans from Hourless Life reached out and said, hey, I got a shop. Stop by if you need an oil change or something. I said, yeah, I want to stop by. So I am picking up some donuts to bring to the guys from the shop, and I pretty much just wiped them out. But shout out to Jason Nickel as we get Guardian taken care of here. Imagine my surprise when I pull up and Jason's shop is a major dealership. Thank you so much, man. This is awesome. So Jason was commenting on the flex. He said, I lifted up Guardian and it just kept flexing. He's hooking me up with the grease fittings and just taking a once over. But yeah, look at that travel. That is a lot of travel on this rig. He just took a look at Guardian and said, man, your brakes are gone on the back end. You can see we were almost metal to metal here. So we're just gonna grab some pads, pad slap it, and have that like a temporary fix until we get to Austin over at Just Jeeps, and then we'll have them just replace all the brakes. I love driving through Savannah. It's so beautiful. If y'all never been to Savannah, you need to come down here. There's just Spanish moss hanging from the trees. Parked right here on the side of the road, there's all these gorgeous houses, and there's a place up here that was recommended to me by a fellow Jeeper from a Savannah Jeep group called Slides, Sliders, and Fries, and I'm gonna go try it out. All right, time to head to this place over here and check it out. These are the famous Sliders and Slides. is I've got a Mr. Chow and a boardwalk. So it was absolutely fantastic.
Have you guys seen the show Friday Night Lights? It's all about this close-knit high school football team mixed in with some epic drama and silliness.
That's exactly what it's like at my friend Joe and Jenny Shiver's house just outside of Jacksonville, Florida. On my way to Orlando, they invited me to spend a night with them. I got to meet one of their sons, Braden, and his friends. So this is my friend Joe and Jenny's house, and this is like half the football team of the town right here. They've all got onesies on. This guy right here is Jenny and Joe's kid right here, Braden, and these are his pals. I'm gonna make y'all famous. Put you on my YouTube channel, so y'all say what's up to Hourless Life for me. Hola. These are the boys right here, check them out. Today's the day. I'm driving to Orlando to pick up Brittany and Caspian. They're flying in from Toronto. So pumped to see them. I finally got to pick up Brittany and Caspian at the Orlando airport, and we've talked about how for us this full-time overlanding is life. It's not a vacation. This was our vacation.
Yeah, we do need one of those things from time to time, and we had been looking forward to our time in Orlando for probably 2 years, like almost since we left the United States the first time. Thankfully, we own a timeshare in the Orlando area that was originally a gift from Eric's mom, so that was really special too, to think about her and remember her while we were there this time. We got our Disney World tickets through the military, and we had a very excited 6-year-old on our hands.
Are you ready? Oh my gosh! Oh heaven, that was so close!
We're on the spaceship.
Guys, wondering what missions you've gone on today.
I've been on Hourless Run, and I've been on Rise of the Resistance.
Caspian got his first job over here. He's sweeping the floor at our restaurant where we're paying a lot of money to eat at. I'm pretty sure they broke some child labor laws.
We're at Whispering Canyon Cafe.
Oh my goodness!
We love going to Disney World so much. It's Brittany's favorite place on earth, and arguably Caspian's too. We got to spend 3 weeks in the Orlando area and just had an incredible time.
Yeah, we went to the park 6 times during those 3 weeks.
Are we spinning fast?
We are spinning fast, Caspian.
I'll steer, Daddy.
You'll steer and I'll press the gas?
Yep.
Whoa, what kind of crazy driver are you? This is it right here. Land's End at Ghirardelli, the best ice cream treat on the planet, and Caspian's never had it. And Brittany usually gets the cherry, but she's gifting it to Caspian. Go ahead, son. That's a life well lived, Caspian. We have an open invitation for any of our patrons to come out, fly, and visit us as we're traveling around the world. And one of our patrons has taken advantage of that in a good way. So Sky Powers flew out and visited us solo while we were in Guanajuato, Mexico. And then he brought his entire family out to visit us while we were in Costa Rica. And now Sky came out to Florida.
That's right, he brought his daughter Olivia this time. Their whole family have become really good friends of ours, so it was awesome to host them for a couple nights at our timeshare, and then we had to go together to the most magical place on earth.
That's it!
Woo!
Oh my God! Don't know that I've ever gotten this wet on this ride. I am like soaked. Sky and Olivia took off, but we weren't done meeting with patrons. Next up were Art and Julie Sid, who live in the Orlando area. They invited us out to dinner. We had never met them before in person.
We're so grateful to everyone on Patreon who has made the effort to build friendship with us, country after country and continent after continent.
We had a great time with Art and Julie over dinner, and during dinner they told us about this place called the Lake Apopka North Wildlife Drive.
They said we absolutely had to go, and we've learned that the locals always have the best recommendations. Art and Julie, this place was awesome.
It really was. You guys are going to enjoy this.
We drove about an hour from where we're staying in Kissimmee, Florida to do this wildlife drive. And over the weekend, you can drive the 11-mile loop, and there's supposed to be a ton of wildlife. And based on all these people standing on the side of the road, I'm guessing that there's something right here.
Right up next to the road. Look at that Caspian.
You see the buddies, Caspian?
The bird and the crocodile?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
We are finishing up the Lake Apopka Wildlife Drive, and it was incredible. Such a great way to spend our last day here in the Orlando area. We are on the next leg of our route around the United States, and tonight we're with some of our patrons, Chuck and Nina. We've never met them in person, but we've talked a ton online, and we're super excited to meet them today.
So blessed to enjoy this time with our friends. We're at our friend Chuck and Nina's house, and I gotta tell you, people ask me all the time, Eric, what do you miss the most about the United States when you're traveling around the world? And you might not believe this, but the true answer to that question is a good old-fashioned American backyard barbecue of burgers. It's all about camaraderie and fellowship and friendship.
That's right.
It doesn't get better than this, you guys.
It doesn't.
What are we waiting for, Chuck?
Right.
No, I want to hear the story. No, so the story is that Chuck and Nina both made patties, and there's this little competition going on where Nina says her patties are better, and Brittany agreed. Brittany totally threw Chuck under the bus. So we're going to open up this grill right now. Open it up, Chuck.
Wait.
We're not.
Let
We
him
need to
defend
see.
himself.
I have to defend myself.
All right, go ahead.
So we used the same amount of meat. She made less burgers. Okay?
All right.
Here's my defense.
All right, let's see.
Ready?
Oh my goodness, look at this.
Shut up! Okay, let's close it now.
This is what friendship is all about, you guys.
Absolutely.
Todo riquísimo.
Sorry for the meatball.
Oh, it's yummy. McGuire's Irish Pub.
It is so good. They have prime steak here. It's one of my favorite steaks in the United States. This is definitely not Guardian's first time at McGuire's. Wait till you see the ceiling in here. Thank you, Caspian.
You're welcome.
There are dollar bills all over the ceiling. How many dollar bills?
3.2 million.
$3.2 million on the ceiling in McGuire's. This place is so much fun.
It's been a short drive today, including our delicious lunch at McGuire's, and we are now heading towards Dauphine Island. It is south of Mobile on the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to see our really good friends, Eric and Tammy Johnson.
Eric and Tammy are awesome people, entrepreneurs, built their own business, very well respected by everybody they know. They're a riot to hang out with. Just really good people. So looking forward to it.
Last time was in Sims, and I was like, gosh, was it that long ago? What? It was like a year and a half. What's going on?
There he is, the man in the legend.
So awesome to see y'all.
Yes. Dude, you still have them.
Oh man, I got so excited when y'all messaged us. It's like, we can come by. I'm like, be here right now. Like, be here right now. Those are oyster shells.
That's right.
We're getting a tour here.
Many as you possibly could want.
Tammy got rid of her Rubicon.
I see that.
You know what?
I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
Yeah. Well, me and Tammy took up building things. Okay? So we built this bar.
What?
Me and Tammy, no plans.
You and Tammy built the bar.
No plans.
I'm talking like it
All
was so dilapidated looking at like it can't be worse. Whatever we do cannot be worse than this.
Wow. That is so cool.
Y'all have to take y'all shoes off.
Caspian has never been fishing before, and Eric is an avid fisherman. But Caspian's gonna try and catch his first fish.
Pull him in. No, just pull it straight up. Just grab the rod and pull it straight up. Just grab it. Pull it. There he is. Look at Caspian.
Caspian.
You did it. You did it. Look at him. Look at him. Your first fish ever, buddy.
Hey.
Catch another.
Okay, but well, you gotta kiss him first. Okay, and then look.
No way.
You're not gonna kiss the fish?
I'll kiss the fish.
Okay, look.
Give him a quick kiss. Hey!
I just caught my first fish.
Wow!
And what kind of fish is it? It's a white trout.
A white trout.
All right, we got to let him go. You ready to watch him swim? First fish.
First fish.
Yeah! Good job!
We always love our time with Eric and Tammy. They are so much fun, but we needed to keep heading west.
Our next major stop was Texas, but Brittany had New Orleans on her mind and really wanted to go there. She asked if I'd be willing to make a detour.
We only had a couple of days to spend in New Orleans. We wanted to do it over Thanksgiving, so we got a hotel right in the city center. New Orleans never disappoints. We are in the French Quarter of New Orleans. I'm so happy to be here. Eric asked for shrimp po' boy, so I brought him a place that has that and things that I like to eat too. This is the Pimm's flight. So there's an original Pimm's cup, one with Jim, and one with Sazerac.
Did you say Jim?
I did say Jim, and I haven't even had anything to drink yet. Happy Thanksgiving! It's time for lunch, and we, in true New Orleans style and Highland style, are going to a Creole taqueria.
Oh, fail.
Said they were open. Google, you always fail us.
Daisy Mae's Southern Fried Chicken and Breakfast. Is it open?
I do love Mexican food, but this is also totally awesome. Chicken and waffles for Thanksgiving. I'm good with that. I heard music from up in the hotel room, so I decided to come downstairs and see what was going on. And I think I found the source of the sound. To the hotel to get Caspian so that he could see some of it too.
I could feel the earth vibrate when it's in that. We're at the fall festival and I've just got 3 necklaces and a football.
It is our last morning in New Orleans, and Caspian and I are here in Jackson Square, down by the river. And we learned what had happened in this square.
Louisiana Purchase.
Pretty big deal, right?
Uh-huh.
Definitely sad that this is our last morning in New Orleans. We never seem to get enough time here.
Now, to be clear, on this 3-month trip, we weren't overlanding around the United States.
We were making tracks. We were spending nights in hotels and with friends. We were really focused on seeing our family and friends, meeting our Patreon supporters. We had to go to Seattle for the memorial, and then we fit in another family memorial. We were going through storage in Texas, and we wanted to close it off with spending Christmas with family in California.
But in all the 3 months, we did spend one night, just one single night, one night,
token night
in our iCamper, which sits on top of Guardian, as we made our way into the great state of Texas. It's funny, I was telling Brittany how most people come here and they're super excited to come down to the state park for the weekend, and for us, we're just looking for a place to spend the night.
We got the last site, and I think we kind of got in trouble because it was supposed to be an RV site, evidently.
We have concrete. I think there's even a restroom somewhere.
Good morning.
We just wake up in Guardian, baby.
Yes, sir.
Where are we going today?
Austin.
Are you excited?
10 years ago in 2014, we started our journey from Austin. So we've considered it our home base for most of all of these years. We know the city extremely well, and the first order of business on returning was definitely breakfast tacos.
Always breakfast tacos.
We are at Joe's Bakery, which has been one of our favorite places for breakfast tacos in Austin for years. We waited a long time, and our food just got here.
What do you think, Caspian? Today we are in the Capitol building of the state of Texas.
They do guided tours, but you can also do a self-guided tour. So we're gonna do the self-guided.
Caspian, look up, stick your arms out and spin around. This beige flag that's here with the lady seated on it carrying a sword is the actual flag that was carried at the Battle of San Jacinto, which was the final battle in the Battle of Texas Independence.
I spent a lot of time at the Texas State Capitol when I was in high school, and I studied political science here in Austin at UT, so it was really special to bring Caspian here now that he's old enough to learn about the history of the state he was born into.
And of course, no stop in Austin, Texas would ever be complete without stopping at a proper Texas barbecue joint, and Terry Blacks answers that call in spades. Wait until you see this. There is the pit. And this is Terry Black's Barbecue in Austin, Texas. What's left? We know you wish you were here, and we wish you were here too. Meats inside, all Texas goodness right here. I want a half pound of lean. Slap that thing down there. Look at that part. Oh my goodness, God bless America. God bless Texas.
You got a channel? Yeah, what's your channel?
Hourless Life.
Hourless Life. We got some pickles, some banana pudding, cornbread, cream corn, mac and cheese, and the star of the show, all the brisket.
My mouth is watering so bad right now. What I love about Texas barbecue is the bark on the brisket. Nobody else does it like Texas. I have spit coming out of my mouth, so I should probably stop now. With Christmas approaching quickly, we headed to one of our favorite artisan markets in Austin that takes place every Christmas to do some browsing.
This is an Austin tradition for us, the Blue Genie Art Bazaar. Brittany loves this place. It's all local artisans.
Where you can see how amazing Austin is and how many creative people there are here. And we love doing Christmas shopping and supporting local.
The other thing we had to do was take care of Guardian. We have a long-time relationship with Just Jeeps of Austin. We were their customers long before they were ever our sponsors, but now they're our sponsors and they take care of any of our vehicles that we bring to them on short notice. They're the ones that built out Guardian. They're the ones that built out Dauntless. We are so thankful for Just Jeeps in Austin, Texas, and we brought Guardian in for a once-over. Robert White, the owner of Just Jeeps, has forgotten more about Jeeps than I know, and this crew here is fantastic. This is the shop to come to here in Austin, Texas. We saw that radiator leak and they think it's just a hose clamp, so that's really good news, but they've been testing it and getting Guardian ready to continue serving our family here in the United States whenever we come home.
With all the logistics taken care of, it was time for a celebration. My parents were coming into town for Caspian's 7th birthday, and in true Austin style, we started our celebration with the annual downtown sing-along and Christmas tree lighting on Congress Avenue.
Wow, Caspian, that's a nice birthday present.
You're so sweet.
La 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 la. All the ancient Yuletide carry. La 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 la. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
When we were in South America, we had asked Caspian, how do you want to spend your birthday? And he actually told us, I want to be in Austin with my Mimi and my Nunu. It was so special for us to be able to make this dream of his a reality, to be in Austin celebrating Caspian's 7th birthday. Son, Disney isn't the only place where dreams come true.
Happy birthday, dear Caspian. Happy birthday to you.
Blow him out, Caspian.
As we've already mentioned, logistics and taking care of normal life is definitely more difficult when you travel full-time. It was time to put the fun of Austin behind us and go down to Corpus Christi and get to work. Over the 10 years of us traveling full-time, my parents have been taking care of the few things that we've had in storage. We continue to whittle it down over time, and it's been 2.5 years since we've looked at any of that stuff. We needed to go through it again. All the storage stuff that we own, my parents have been taking care of for us, and it is in here. One would think that since February is 10 years of full-time travel for us, that we would be really good at getting rid of stuff. And I think we are. This right here is the end of our worldly possessions that don't fit in the Jeep. This tiny pile with the Max tracks and a couple books is so far what we're taking with us.
To be clear, all that stuff that you saw in storage wasn't ours. Only about 8 bins on the wall and a few odds and ends. But even going through that was taxing. So I had to get sustenance. So where do I go? To the best breakfast tacos on the planet. I'm telling you, this is where you find them. If you are ever in Corpus Christi, you must go to Southside Barbacoa and Mexican Restaurant on Everhart. There's Doña Maria, one of the owners. I've been knowing her for 22 years. This is where all the magic happens, right up in here. I brought the tacos back and we've already started diving in, you guys. We couldn't wait, but we got Southside Barbacoa tacos right here. Best in the country, no question.
Here we are in my parents' bedroom. Are they not the best people ever? They're keeping all our stuff in here for us so that we can go back to Peru and know that it's safe here.
We had a very busy but productive time and a fun time with our family here in Corpus Christi. We are getting Guardian packed now, getting ready to drive to California to celebrate Christmas with family.
Leaving Texas, we made the long drive to Los Banos, California, where we got to love on our daughter and our 2 grandsons, Maxon and Mateo.
Just over here playing Play-Doh with Maxon and Caspian.
I made a designated area for my model of an asteroid. This we daddy. So when you try my daddy, can I try that? Hi, thank you.
Not only did we get to spend that precious time with our grandkids, but our daughter Ariana organized a surprise for Caspian's birthday. She called all of the siblings together to be in one place. Caspian had no idea. Brittany had taken Caspian out on a walk, and when they came back, Caspian walked through the door completely unawares.
Surprise!
What's up, Caspian?
Were you guys ducking?
Yeah, I had the chair leaned all the way back. I put my head up and everything.
Straight up ghetto. Our hearts were full as we said so long to our kids in Los Banos and made our way south to the Los Angeles area to spend the official Christmas holiday with my parents, my brothers, and their families. Our first activity was a magnificent holiday trail of lights. We're in Los Angeles at Descanso Gardens, and we are about to do their magical trail of lights for the Christmas season with my parents and my 2 brothers and their families. It's going to be awesome. It is rainy and a little bit cold, but we are making the most of the situation. We definitely know how to do that.
And of course, we had to do Christmas service with the family, and Caspian got together with the kids who had been practicing for a while and said, yeah, I can do that. So he ran up on stage and was doing all the hand motions and all the singing completely unrehearsed. He even got to play in some fake Hollywood special effects style snow. Caspian, that was awesome!
There was the huge family Christmas meal, and all hands were on deck.
It's good to see you on Christmas, even if it's not Christmas yet.
It's Christmas Eve.
We're very close.
And forever I will be with the one who died for me. What a day, what a day that will be.
What do you have, Caspian?
The cookies.
What are they for?
Santa Claus.
Where are you going to put them?
Well, I'm gonna check if there's a chimney and where the chimney is.
Okay.
So he doesn't have to wake us up. He will just like look left or right and find it.
It's the day after Christmas and we are on our way from Los Angeles back to Denver. After all of this crazy loop around the country for the past 3 months, we're on our last leg. Are we on our last leg or our last legs?
Both. Am I on?
You're on.
All right, it is January 4th, 2024, and we are parking Guardian here at my brother-in-law's house. Got the cover on. Brittany and I have been working on packing the Jeep. We're gonna be living out of backpacks for the next couple days as we head back down to Dauntless, be reunited with our home in Lima, Peru. We have just arrived in Houston. We have about a 3-hour layover here before we catch our plane to Peru. Our patience is being tested. We just had to switch terminals, and they're not sure when or if our plane is leaving yet. There's some mechanical problem with the plane that we were supposed to be on. So today has been a mess. We're on our third plane. We taxied out, we came back. We've been in every single terminal at Houston Airport except for A. We've eaten twice. Brittany just took off to get some meal vouchers. Caspian sitting here in front of me, and these beautiful people right next to us over here, they gifted us some Chick-fil-A. I cannot believe how good of a traveler Caspian has been through all of this. Terribly impressed with this kid. I'm exhausted. Brittany's exhausted. Caspian's over here making friends. Now Caspian's doing a dance-off with the girls that we met. That's Caspian for you. How are you doing, Brittany?
I've been better.
Do you have any words, any thoughts, anything you want to share other than get that camera out of my face?
That's pretty much how I feel right now.
This is a madhouse. All these people are waiting to go to hotels.
That shuttle thing was scary. There was like gonna be a mob. There were too many people to fit in the hotel shuttle. So we bailed and we got a taxi and we are on our way to the hotel.
All these people are gonna go there and then we're gonna be in line behind them at the hotel. We're never gonna get any rest. We've made it to the Ramada Inn, and of course, this is the line. It has been quite a day. What do you have to say for yourself?
One thing at a time. Hotel room next. It's going really slow. Just like our entire day.
The good news is we have a room. The bad news is that it's on the 3rd floor and the elevator's broken, of course, because nothing, absolutely nothing can go right today. Brittany said she checked the room and she said, don't panic because the AC's not on. And I said, does the AC work? She said, I don't know. And then she said, you should probably panic about how much this hotel reminds me of The Shining.
What's The Shining?
A movie you never want to watch. Oh yeah, it's like an oven in here.
It's really hot.
So it begins. We head back to the airport. It's just after 5 o'clock in the morning. We got very little sleep. Both Caspian and I were really hard to wake up. Brittany's such a trooper. She woke us up. After all that, we finally got on a plane that was going to take us to Lima. And as soon as the plane started taking off, the entire plane just broke out in a raucous chorus of applause. Finally made it here. Now starts the journey through customs and getting our luggage and then eventually getting to our home, Dauntless. We can't wait.
We made it. That was my leap on the walking thing. Did you like that?
Let's go. We need to go to baggage claim 6. We just need to keep our eyes open for it, okay?
We have all our bags loaded up, so many bags. We are heading outside into Peru. It looks a lot like I remember it.
We've made it to Lima. We are in the back of the taxi with Mr. Julio Cesar, who's taking us down to the historic district to the Sheraton for one night so we can get some rest. It's been a long couple days.
Well, originally we booked there because we weren't getting in until midnight and we couldn't go get the Jeep because he's behind a gate and we would have to wake up Carlos in the middle of the night, so we weren't going to do that.
Super thankful to be here, rolling into the Sheraton.
Holy moly, what is going on?
Whoa!
What do you guys see?
That.
Oh my goodness, look at that view.
It's the Palace of Justice.
Picking up some dinner here at the food cart.
After having our dinner from the food cart, the sunset and the central walkway came alive with dancers. They were practicing for a festival that was happening the next day. All these people were having a great time and there were so many dance troupes there.
It's clear that we were back in South America. There's all our stuff. We're getting in this Uber. We've got about an hour drive to get to where Dauntless is. We've made it through the downtown streets and now we're on the final stretch. We're about 30 minutes away. You can see it's completely changed here. It's dusty, it's dirty, there's a lot of trash, but it's just a different culture. It's a different way that the folks here live from what we're used to. I was just mentioning to Brittany, it's kind of jarring, kind of shocking to the senses to be back, but we're going through this process where we're just kind of embracing where they're at and realizing once again that we're honored and privileged to be guests in their country. Our Uber just dropped us off and we are waiting for Mr. Carlos to open the door. There it is, Carlos! Hey!
We are back with Dauntless and all our stuff is everywhere, including our groceries that really have to get into the fridge. There's some like weird battery situation going on here. I'm not entirely sure what's going on and we're a little overwhelmed, but taking one thing at a time. It is good to be home.
Caspian, what's going on?
I have all my lovies again.
Are you glad to be back home in Dauntless, Caspian?
Uh-huh.
We do have some issues with the Jeep. I'm going to show you what those are real quick. So Dauntless is here. He's been parked underneath that green tarp over there, which means that this solar panel was not receiving any sun. As a result, the battery underneath the hood, the cranking battery, is dead. Meanwhile, he did plug in the Habitat battery while we were gone every 8 to 12 days. So we had enough juice to power the fridge, but it's not giving us a reading right now, which means it's kind of low. So we've got this cord here that's hooked up to an electrical outlet, and then it goes to this converter, which converts it to 110, goes underneath the Jeep and plugs in to the back of the rig. Brittany is busy nesting and getting us all set up. Caspian is happy and playing, and I am going to sit down and figure out what our next steps are. We have three major things we have to accomplish while we're here at Carlos's. The first is get our tip unsuspended. The tip is the document that allows us to keep the vehicle in Peru. When we flew out to the United States, we had to suspend it so that Dauntless's clock didn't keep ticking. We suspended it, now we have to unsuspend it. That process can take anywhere from 7 to 30 days, and we can't drive Dauntless out of this parking lot until it's done. The second thing we need to take care of is our solar panels. The solar panels that we had on the top of our Habitat went bad, and we had to have them replaced. The third thing we have to take care of is a fuel transfer pump. It's a $40 pump, but that pump went bad, and all of a sudden we couldn't transfer any of our fuel from our external long-range America tank to our main tank. So we've got to get that done. We brought two of them back with us here. So those are the three things we got to take care of. We'll be sitting here pretty much until all three of those things are done, and then continue our drive around the world. We had no idea how long and challenging this next part of our journey would be. We had a bunch of logistical hoops to jump through in order to get our home ready and legal to once again drive in South America. This is the kind of stuff that never makes Instagram or YouTube, but we're going to share it with you because it's important. This is international overlanding. In our next video, we're going to show you how we tackled all that was required to get Dauntless fixed back up and legal to drive in Peru once again. So if you're really interested in what this global journey is actually like, you're not going to want to miss this one. If you haven't yet, this is your reminder to subscribe to our channel now and hit the bell icon so you get notified when our next video goes up. And if you want to go behind the scenes with us, consider joining our Patreon. This is where we get real and raw, where you get an in-depth and unfiltered look into our lives. We also talk about gear that we use, answer questions, and stream private video live nearly daily so that you feel like you're right there with us in real time. The link for our Patreon is in the description of this video. We hope you enjoyed this section of the journey around the world, and we thank you for being part of it. Stay tuned for the outtakes, and until next time, we will see you in the next video.